Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker.
Hello there! Great to see you again. What do you think of my cardboard building? It's great, isn't it? Yeah, and it's made up completely of old cardboard boxes. The best thing about it is that it can be anything I want it to be. Hello there, I am King Maker, and this is my cardboard castle. You see, you can make boxes into anything if you just use a little imagination. In fact, that's given me a great idea. Let's try something. Try making a brilliant box street using all sorts of boxes and empty packets. Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Empty boxes and packets. Some cardboard, some paper and some sticky tape. Some paint. A black felt tip pen, some tissue paper and some gloopy PVA glue. Gloopy! Whoa! Now look at this box street picture. It looks great, doesn't it? And to make it, you need to start arranging your empty packets and cardboard boxes onto your piece of cardboard. Now line them up along the bottom of the cardboard like this. You can put them in whatever order you like, but it's a good idea to put a small box next to a bigger one. You can even add a pointy roof like this, maybe on top of one of your tall buildings. And for that, we need to cut out a circle. Now, a good way of doing this is to draw round a bowl. There we are, a perfect circle. Now we need to cut this out, but be careful, scissors are sharp. There, a circle. Now we need to make a snip along here up to the middle of our circle. This will help us bend it into a cone shape. Let's stick it together with a bit of sticky tape. Now this is a bit tricky, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. There, a lovely cone. And we can use this as a nice roof on top of one of our buildings. When you're happy with the positions of everything, stick it all down with gloopy glue. Then cover the boxes and the background with a layer of gloopy glue and torn up pieces of tissue paper. When it's dry, you're ready to paint your box buildings. You can choose whatever colours you like, but it looks good if the buildings are painted different colours. And don't forget to paint the sky as well. When it's all dry, it'll look something like this. And look, you can even paint a sun in the sky if you want to. Now let's add extra detail by painting on windows and doors. Then add some details with a black pen. When it's finished, it looks like this. What a great effect! You can turn your boxes into anything. It's up to you. How about doing a nighttime box street with the moon and stars in a dark blue sky? Or how about this really big one? It's a whole street made out of big boxes and tubes. What What a great effect! Let's take a closer look. Cardboard boxes are great! They're really useful and you can make your picture as big or as small as you like. Ooh, that was fun. Ooh, there's a snoring noise coming from the shelves. We know who that is. Come on. It's the shapes. And do you know what? They're always asleep. Let's wake them up.
Circle.
I am a triangle. I am a square.
I am a rectangle. I am a shape.
I am a triangle.
Can you guess what's hiding in the triangles? Any ideas yet? It's a pelican! Well done, Triangle. It's time to get back on the shelf. I knew that waking the shapes up was a good idea. They're brilliant!
Tocky here! Minute Maid time!
Oh, great! It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's an ugly rock. It's ugly, but it looks great. Just like me. And to make an ugly rock, you will need a glue stick, a black pen, a pair of scissors, some white paper, a very small fluffy pom-pom, and a button. Now we'll also need a stone and some googly eyes. Now you can get these from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. And here they are. There's our stone and our two googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Get your clean rock and glue on some googly eyes like this. There's one eye. There's another one. There, 2 eyes. Now let's give him some funny hair with a pom-pom. Put plenty of glue on there and then stick that on. There we go. And then a nose with a button. There we go. Oh, it needs a bit more glue on the pom-pom. Go on, stick on. There we go. Now let's make a mouth by drawing a funny one on some white paper.
Halfway there!
There we go, like that. Now I'm going to cut these out very carefully with some scissors. There we go. Round there like that. Round and round we go. Don't forget scissors are sharp, so you can take a bit longer at that bit if you like. Now I need to get some glue and glue it on to the mouth of my ugly rock. I did it!
Only just!
With time to spare, actually, Tocky. And if, like me, you've got more than a minute, you could paint your ugly rock a brilliant bright colour, like this green one. Or how about trying a yellow ugly rock with a square button for its nose? Or a blue ugly rock with a bigger pom-pom for its hair? Or why not try making a bigger ugly rock with more eyes and painted spots? Ugly rocks made in a minute. They're ugly, but beautiful. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it. Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue the googly eyes onto a stone. Stick on a pom-pom for hair. And stick on a button for a nose. Draw and cut out a funny, ugly mouth and stick it onto your stone to finish your ugly rock. Why don't you try and make it in a minute? Oh, hello, everyone.
Watch this!
I wonder what they're up to.
I'm grey. I am red. I am orange. I'm light blue. I'm dark blue. It's a lifeboat!
Well done, everybody. See you next time. Now it's time to frame it. Frame it. Frame it. Now, take a look at this. What a fantastic sawdust picture. It's great fun to do and makes a picture so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some coloured paper, wrapping paper, gloopy PVA glue, scissors, a thin black pen, a brush, googly eyes, buttons and sawdust, which you can buy from a pet shop. To make your picture, draw the outline of a dog onto some coloured paper, or you can draw any animal you like. Now cover your drawing with gloopy glue and sprinkle sawdust all over it. Shake off any extra sawdust and sweep it up. Then carefully cut your sawdust dog out and stick it onto some colourful wrapping paper. And why not make your dog a collar by sticking on a thin strip of wrapping paper like this? Stick on a button to finish off the collar and add another button for the nose. Last of all, stick on 2 googly eyes to finish off your super sawdust dog. Doesn't it look amazing? What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it! Great! And as well as sawdust, I like making pictures out of all sorts of things. So, let's make a picture out of jelly sweets. What are they going to make? It's a cooked breakfast. Yummy. Guess what's happening now? Do you know what day it is today? Well, I'll tell you. It's not my birthday. That's right. And even though it's not my birthday, I still think we should celebrate. So... Look at this fantastic not my birthday cake. Oh, I tell you what, though. It gives me a great idea. Let's make something. Make a delicious-looking cake that's totally fake. Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. 2 big pink sponges and some strips of tissue paper. Some gloopy PVA glue. Some paint and a big brush. A ruler and a pen. Oh! Now, to make a fantastic fake cake, like this tasty one here, we need to start off with a piece of pink sponge, like this, and using a pen and a ruler, we're going to draw a tall triangle that looks a bit like a piece of cheese. Now we're going to cut this triangle out, but be careful, because scissors are sharp. Hey, oh. Now, this is a little bit fiddly, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. Now, draw around this sponge triangle onto another piece of sponge. Now we can cut this shape out as well, very carefully. Next, we're going to make the sticky, gooey fake cake filling. Paint on some red paint, first of all, to one of the sponge triangles. Now, we're just going to paint it along this edge here, like this. Now, don't worry if the paint dribbles a bit. It all adds to the effect. Now do the same on the opposite edge. There, that's all the red done on that triangle. Then, on the other triangle, we're going to use a different colour. How about white paint for the creamy filling? Again, paint along two edges of your triangle, like this. Once both sponges are painted, brush on some gloopy glue to the top of the jammy triangle. And stick on the creamy triangle so that the white edge meets the red edge like a sandwich. And there we have a cake. It's taking shape, isn't it? But now we need to make some icing. And for that, we need to take a piece of tissue paper. And we're just going to scrunch and bunch it up. There we are, very loosely. And then we're going to take this side and just fold it into the middle, like that. And then take this side and fold it into the middle as well, so it's all bunched together nicely. This is going to be the icing at the back of our cake. So let's bring our cake back in. Add on some gloopy glue here at the back. Then we can pick up our icing and place it on. There we go, that's the icing at the back. But how about some icing in the middle here? It's a circle shape. Now to make that, we need another piece of tissue paper. I'm going to scrunch and bunch it up again, this time a little bit more tightly, and then I'm going to start twirling it round in a circle shape. Round and round it goes. It doesn't have to be neat. There, a tissue paper circle. Add another dollop of gloopy glue and stick it on. Once your sponge is dry, it's time to use some more paint. But this time, it's to create the delicious icing on the back of the cake and on the top. Now, you can choose whatever colour icing you like, but I think we should do a nice white icing. So let's get a clean brush and let's get some gloopy paint. Now, it looks really good if your paint is nice and thick and gloopy like this. And when it's dry, doesn't it look fantastic? But there's one thing missing. It's the cherry on the top. Now, to make that, we need a square of red tissue paper, like this. And we're going to scrunch it up into a ball. Here we go. Now, let's brush on some gloopy glue on top of our circle of icing. And then we can stick it on. There we go. It's the cherry on top of the cake. Wow, look at it. A fake cake that's easy to make. And why not try some other spongy delights? Ooh. Why not try a slice of chocolate cake with pink icing and shiny beads? Or you could try making a whole cake using two large round sponges like this. Yes, all those fake cakes look fantastic. The only thing you can't do, of course, is eat them.
Time to go!
Wow, that means my making time's over. But yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box. If you like making things like